Come in, pet. Come sit. I trust your quarters are to your liking. Good. You look so refreshed and comfortable, almost like you belong here. I told you, you can't just wander about unaccompanied. That's not how this works. Besides, you belong to me. I want you to stay close. I'm working. You can sit and watch me run the universe. I can't think of a better use of your time, can you? Good. I mean, unless you'd like to tell me more about Earth. I'm always eager to learn. We'll talk later then. I have many, many more questions. But first, the duties of power. They never end, you know. Oh no, being the Empress, it's such a responsibility. One might even say a burden. But I bear it with ease. I was born for this. And fortunately, everyone knows that. All right, let's get to work. The day is slipping away from us. Guard, send in the first supplicant. Oh, that's right. You wouldn't know how this process works. Well, I sit here on my throne, and you sit there beside me, and my subjects enter to ask me for boons, or to face judgment for wrongdoing, or to receive praise if they deserve it. I dole out the good and the bad as needed. Not always easy, but necessary. They're all in the next room. Why? Where would you think they would be? In here, in my throne room. Not today. I rarely let the masses in here. The court, certainly, which, you know the court, there they are, most of them. Some are away on diplomatic errands or other missions I give them. And of course, the guards are here. More than enough of those. But the general public, no. There are only a few times each year that they're permitted to congregate in my throne room, and today is not one of those days. You have much to learn, pet, but you'll get there. You have all the time in the world, remember? We're going to get to know each other very, very well. In fact, I think you should come closer. Closer. Let me rest my hand on your head. It soothes me. Really? How is that insulting? I'm bestowing favor. Any other being here would do anything to trade places with you right now. To have my divine hand on your head. It's a gift. One that you should learn to appreciate. But you are my pet. And really, if you give it some thought, don't you enjoy that? Don't you like knowing that I'm taking care of you? Making sure you're healthy and happy? You were given a second chance at life when that anomaly brought you here. And now, you should sit back and enjoy that gift. Be grateful. Now come closer. Do not make me ask again. Very good, you're learning. I like that. And doesn't that feel nice, me gently touching your head? Don't you feel blessed? You, a stranger, receiving all the favor of the Empress herself. Treasure this, or I might not touch you so gently. Now, what do we have first? Advisor, who is the supplicant? And what does he want? Has he made the appropriate gestures of adoration? Very well, I will grant his boon. But hear me, my loyal subject. This gift will not be given twice. Be more careful with your resources. Do not squander what is bestowed. Do you understand? Good. Now assume the position of the great blessing. You have been seen and heard by the Empress herself. She grants you her benevolence and wishes you well. Now take yourself out of here. They are always so grateful. It's lovely to see, isn't it? Nothing more than my due, but still, lovely. I can explain that for you. I like teaching you about our ways. The supplicants are not permitted to look at me directly, of course. But when it's time for the blessing, they're required to kneel and place their heads on the floor. That is how they demonstrate that they're truly my loyal subjects. If they do that, I give my blessing. I am a very just leader. I am the ultimate power here, but I also recognize that I would have no empire at all without my people. They are valuable to me. I am stronger because of their love and devotion. The empire is for all of us. We all make it stronger together. What about the alliance? They do not signify. They nip at my heels, but they are no real threat. It's entertaining to watch them posture. No, not at all. It's just a matter of time. Eventually, they'll be just like that little supplicant there, grateful to be part of my community. Not every species in the universe is advanced enough to know their place, but they'll get there. Those who don't cooperate will be dealt with. Not that there will be many of those. But don't worry yourself about that. All you need to think about is how glad you are to be here, and what else you can tell me about Earth, and about the wormhole. I'm increasingly curious about your journey to us, and increasingly impressed that you survived it. Entirely my gain, sweetness. Now we need to work. Guard, the next one, please. Oh, this one will be interesting. It's a dispute between two. Two subjects with a conflict that can't be resolved through other means. I don't see many of these. I have lower courts and magistrates to deal with this sort of thing. But occasionally, a dispute will cross my path. And honestly, I quite enjoy them. These cases let me do what I do best, administer justice. I am exceptional at that. Advisor, read the case. I see. You in the blue, what is your statement? And you in the yellow, your statement. Now, you may speak. I realize that being in my presence might be overwhelming, but you are here to see justice done. Find your voice and make your case. Very well. Based on the statements given and the evidence at hand, I find in favor of the supplicant in blue. Advisor, please bring the victor forward for a blessing. Guards, take the unsuccessful supplicant away. Oh, the one who lost, you mean. They will need to serve in the camps to repay the losses from this case, but then they'll be able to return to normal life. The camps are not something you need to think about. You won't ever have anything to do with those. Hush, pet, you ask too many questions. And while I'm happy to answer you, now is not the time. Here, watch me bless the subject. Look, already kneeling, such admirable respect. You have been seen and heard by the Empress herself. She grants you her benevolence and wishes you well. You may go. Don't worry, I know there's still a lot you need to learn, and I'm happy to teach you, or instruct others to teach you. After all, you're teaching me so much, and you'll teach me even more. But right now, work must come first. Doesn't that make sense? Good. Do you like it when I stroke your hair like this? Does it feel good? I know it does. That's why I do it. I like it when you feel good. Now then, what's next, advisor? Oh, interesting. This will be fun. You'll see. Bring them in. This one is a criminal. I don't usually, but this one is special. I don't even need the advisor to read me the details of this one. I already know it. This fellow was caught running a scam, but not just any scam. A scam in my name. He claimed to represent me and collected fake taxes. I suppose he thought he could slip away after he had sufficient funds, but he was caught. Now look at him. I suppose he was roughed up a bit by the guards. I don't blame them. Anyone who acts in my name without authorization deserves a little brutality. Or a lot of it. You, supplicant. You stand accused of serious crimes. What say you to the charges of fraud, theft, and misrepresentation of your empress? Aw, tragic tale. They always have a tragic tale. A sick child, a dead spouse, a massive crisis that only ill-gotten gains can solve. It's so predictable and so boring. Supplicant, your defense is no defense at all. Your ruler is disappointed in you. This family you sought to protect, where are they now? Interesting. Interesting that you think that, at least. Guard, bring them in. Behold, supplicant, your family. Don't they look happy to see you? That's enough. Now, you lied and cheated in what you claimed was an effort to help them. So it stands to reason that the best way to punish you is to ensure that the outcome is the opposite of what you wanted. Take one more look at your family, supplicant. I hope you do not forget what you see here today. Guards, kill them. There we are. No more family for you to worry about. I believe that's a problem solved. Oh my. Sweetness, did you see that? I do believe our supplicant just looked at me. That is quite a misstep. He really should have known better. Guards, to the camps with him. He will learn the value of honesty and respect, one way or the other. Now then, what's the matter, sweetness? That? Don't tell me you have a weak stomach. That was simply an act of justice. Are humans all this fragile? Interesting. Just look away then. You don't have to observe it all directly. The cleanup will be done soon. I don't like a mess in my throne room. What do you mean? As I said, justice. I think I was fairly benevolent. They got a quick, nearly painless death, and the criminal learned a valuable lesson. I don't understand. Mind yourself, sweetness. You are still speaking to the Empress. My favor towards you doesn't grant you that many liberties. Oh, well, how do they do it on your planet, then? Interesting, but what good would that serve? The criminal was acting according to a particular motive. If I punished only him, the motive would still exist. If I killed him, he learned nothing at all. This way, he can be changed for the better. He will direct his efforts and respect to the correct places now. Your protests are getting tiresome. Understand something, pet. I find your culture and simplicity charming, for now. But if you continue to question the ways of my empire, you will not remain in my good graces. Those who dispute my justice have a name, you know. Insurgents. And I don't think you wish to see how we deal with insurgents. No, my sweet little pet, you do not. Come, rest your head in my lap. I know that being here, learning about other cultures and superior systems, it's exhausting. You're probably very tired. You can rest here and let me soothe you while I work. I don't believe I gave you a choice. Lie down, pet. Take some nice deep breaths. You'll adjust to our ways eventually. It just takes time. But you have me here to guide you, isn't that right? Good, pet. Very good. Did you like this audio? Would you like even more? Sign up to be a channel member here on YouTube or a patron on Patreon. Your support means I can keep making these audios, and you get great perks like hours of extra content, special merch, and access to my private Discord. You might even be a Sweetness patron like Alex G. You're this audio's Sweetness patron. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any uploads. And thank you so much for listening.